Remembering where you came from and those who helped you along the way. Those are among the reasons Bucksport High School's Science Wing has a new name. RSU 25 held a dedication ceremony this afternoon to unveil the Silvernail Family Science, Technology, and Engineering Center. It's named after Andy and Shelby Silvernail, both BHS graduates, who have made giving back to their former school a point of emphasis. Already giving $500,000 to the system, today the family announced another $250,000 gift. Andy, by his own admission, had a difficult childhood and credits the community of Bucksport area families and educators for being there for him.
The investments at this age, and kind of whether it's pre-K all the way through high school, they make a difference. They change kids' lives. It's where they are malleable and moldable. And as we make these investments, we know we can help kids get a better education. We know we can help them perform better on the athletic field, which really the purpose in that is helping create who you are as a person. And so those kind of investments, they change kids' lives.
Happened for you?
It did,
yeah.
In a huge way. I mean, I just think back to it to, football coaches and my second grade teacher and high school teachers, you name it. Our lives were changed by people who showed up for no reason. They had nothing in it for them but to help us.
Andy is now the CEO of International Paper. Shelby is the founding director for Pause for Patrick, an organization dedicated to connecting young people with emotional support animals and therapy dogs to aid them as they live with mental illness. In addition to the Science Wing, they renamed the school's weight room as the Clement Family Weight Room. This came after a student reached out to the family about giving to improve the facilities. It's named after Floyd and Earlene Clement, the parents of a friend who took Silvernail in as a child.